Bratmore gang, one of the most famous footballers or soccer players in the entire world historically has been David Beckham. Okay, David Beckham is one of the most legendary players. I remember growing up just seeing David Beckham on TV all the time. He was killing it. All right, he is one of the most legendary football players that's ever touched the pitch, but he's also developed himself into one of the most globally recognized brands. He's got ownership stakes in teams. Like, I think he had a whole thing going on where he was helping set up LA Galaxy, played there for a bit, ended up getting a stake in the Inter Miami team. He is allegedly a billionaire off of the football game. He's also married to a very famous woman, an ex-Spice Girl, Victoria Beckham, but sadly not all is well inside the, billionaire lifestyle of the Beckham family. And actually, one of their most famous children, Brooklyn Beckham, has actually basically called out and disowned his whole family recently, and it's escalated into this crazy public fallout, which I'm going to tell you all about in this video. So this is one of the articles going around right now. Brooklyn Beckham blasts parents David and Victoria and says that their family controlled him for years. All right. David and Victoria's son alleged the parents tried to bribe him in signing away the rights to his name. So look, let's rewind all the way back to 2022. Okay, because this is when basically Brooklyn Beckham linked up with billionaire heiress and actress Nicola Peltz, and basically they were planning to get married, and reports were initially focused on Nicola wearing Valentino instead of a Victoria Beckham designed dress, but it didn't seem like things were going to be too serious all the way back then. Okay, this is Nicola Peltz basically explaining why I didn't wear a Victoria Beckham designed wedding dress, because Victoria Beckham, she got a whole fashion thing going on after she quit being a Spice Girl and got with David the billionaire Beckham. All right, but it says after Page 6 reported that Nicola Peltz and Victoria Beckham can't stand each other and don't talk. The Bates Motel star revealed what she claims is the real reason she didn't wear one of her mother-in-law's designs for her wedding to the fashion icon's son, Brooklyn. She said, I was going to and I really wanted to. Then a few months down the line, she realized that her atelier couldn't do it. So then I had to pick another dress. She didn't say you can't wear it. I didn't say I didn't want to wear it, but that's where it started, and they ran with that. And for her April nuptials, the actress wound up walking down the aisle in a custom Valentino haute couture gown with a sleeveless square neck silhouette and a long train, pairing the look with a lace opera-length gloves and a cathedral-length veil. All right, looking stunning. All right, looking stunning. But clearly, this whole dress debacle actually escalated into something more serious. Now, publicly, okay, both sides did actually try and squash the rumors that there was a beef, but there were signs that something wasn't right, and it kept on, like, the allegations of a beef just kept on circulating. Okay, this is footage of Nicola Peltz going viral after husband Brooklyn releases online statement. She don't want no parts of it, right? That's the mom, that's the wife, and it's awkward as F. Like, something ain't right between these folks. These folks are not feeling each other. They're not trying to be around each other, not trying to be picked with each other. They're just seething. Look at them. They're just hating each other. Oh, do we have to? Do we have to? All right. That's what's going on. People saying, I feel so sorry for Brooklyn. He's a child and Victoria is not being a mature adult. This says is a visual receipt. Let me see if I can get this comment bigger. It's a visual receipt of all that's been said. Kids don't just leave their parents. It literally goes against every single natural emotional bond in the book. Walking away from toxic parents is not an easy decision. Imagine doing it and having the whole world think that they know how you feel or what's going on behind closed doors when all we see is a polished edit of what they want us to see. I wish Brooklyn so much peace and healing. Brave boy for putting it all on the line. Kids born into money don't care that they have money. It's their normal. It's not a privilege, so money isn't enough to cover the wounds. He craves genuine, honest, unconditional love like all kids. Money and image cannot replace that ever. Good for him. For some mothers, your children are not your private property. All right. The body language on Victoria says it all, and his Nicola is clearly not wanted, and I'd say something went down. I'm actually on the side of the Beckhams with this one personally. All right, they're saying Posh wanted a nice girl for her son. Team Posh all the way. She loves her kids. Nicola isn't the sweetest, but she's younger and richer. The Beckhams are just haters. Simple as that, because she apparently getting her own billions. People saying, I believe Brooklyn's telling the truth. He wants to live his own life with his wife, and he has every right to do so. His parents wanted to control him and needed him to help build the Beckham brand, but when he broke away, they started to undermine him little by little. It's good that he finally spoke the truth. In a few years, the younger children will wake up too. Now, at the end of 2025, okay, in December, basically following David Beckham's like year-end Instagram post, year-end Instagram post, which interestingly omitted Brooklyn. All right, Brooklyn wasn't included. That basically fans started to notice that the family no longer followed each other, and that there was some kind of blackballing going on between the family. Okay, and some people were taking his side, some people weren't. So this was going around. It says Brooklyn Beckham blocked his parents and siblings amid family feud, and basically this was going around. Basically, it said David and Victoria Beckham unfollow estranged son Brooklyn as it's revealed he'd spend Christmas with his wife Nicola Peltz's billionaire parents amid family feud. Now, Cruz Beckham basically posted, "Not true. My mum and dad would never unfollow their son. Let's get the fact right. They woke up blocked as I did." So they're saying Brooklyn's blocking everyone, and people aren't feeling it. They're saying he's such a brat. This is so sad. I'm sure his girlfriend is controlling all of this. Oh, she's the worst. And Maylee is nasty for perpetuating lies. Okay, but they're saying his wife probably took his phone and blocked them. Nicola isn't known for being the sweetest girl. She pushed one of her family's workers down the stairs years ago. Brooklyn isn't the sharpest tool in the shed either, but does deserve grace. You never know what someone's going through behind closed doors. Now imagine roles were reversed. People would be supporting Nicola, and I hope she sees the light one day. Okay, says I feel for Harper the most. By all accounts, she was super close to Brooklyn. Now he's a complete stranger. They're saying my brother's wife is the same. I haven't seen him in 10 years. It does happen, man. People saying I read a while back that one of her former boyfriend's parents also had issues with Nicola. This was before Brooklyn was with her. I want to say it was Yolanda Hadid. It was many years ago. I don't remember the details, but I always think back to that article when I read about this situation with Brooklyn. Not saying I know any of them personally, but just a trend I noticed with Nicola. You can't help but wonder. David and Victoria seem like healthy, normal, caring parents. Brooklyn may not know what toxic behavior is, let alone recognize it. At the end of the day, Victoria is a Spice Girl, a huge icon, part of an internationally known girl group. It's like being a Beatle. David is one of the most well-known athletes of our time. This mess doesn't seem like it was created by two people that have been in the spotlight for a long time. This mess looks like it's from someone who doesn't think things through. Someone entitled. Brooklyn was only 23. Your frontal lobe isn't developed until 25. Come on. At 23, let's not baby people at 23. Give me a break. We've all been young and dumb in an unhealthy relationship. We know what it's like. Your parents and siblings will always seem like the enemy. But basically, they're saying that's what it looks like, all right? Time to cut off Brooklyn and let him get a real job. Well, his wife is minted and the parents are billionaires, all right? Hell, he'll regret all of this lost time one day when his parents are gone. No significant other is worth losing your family over. I bet any money Nicola is controlling Brooklyn's every move. Now, the news basically would report on the alleged reason for the blocking. This would go around a few different news outlets, all right? And basically, this would be an article about it. Basically, said send writ like Beckham. Brooklyn Beckham sends David and Victoria extraordinary legal notice warning the parents to only contact him via lawyers. Right? That's crazy to get lawyers involved in your family feud. Apparently, a breach of the legal letter was the reason why Brooklyn Beckham blocked his parents online after mum Victoria liked a roast chicken video he shared. How ridiculous is this? Posh's positive response to his poultry recipe on Instagram then led to a fallout last month with youngest son Cruz 20 posting, "My parents woke up blocked, so did I." However, I can now reveal the blocking followed weeks of frustration from Brooklyn and his wife Nicola, who believed their requests for private reconciliation were ignored, all right? They liked the wrong chicken dinner video. It is very, very unfortunate, okay? But basically, after this, all right, the feud kept on going all the way up until yesterday, okay? This is a big deal. For us UK people, this is a very big deal. When Brooklyn basically issued a 6-page Instagram statement calling out his family and accusing his parents of controlling his whole life and putting the Beckham brand above actual family love. As Brooklyn Beckham speaks out against his parents, Victoria and David Beckham, "I do not want to reconcile with my family. I'm not being controlled. I'm standing up for myself for the first time in my life." He said, "I've been silent for years and made every effort to keep these matters private. Unfortunately, my parents and their team have continued to go to the press, leaving me with no choice but to speak for myself and tell the truth about only some of the lies that have been printed. I do not want to reconcile with my family. I'm not being controlled. I'm standing up for myself for the first time in my life. For my entire life, my parents have controlled narratives in the press about our family. The performative social media posts, family events, our inauthentic relationships have been a fixture of the life that I was born into. Recently, I've seen with my own eyes the lengths they'll go through to place countless lies in the media, mostly at the expense of innocent people, to preserve their own facade, but I believe the truth always comes out. My parents have been trying endlessly to ruin my relationships since before my wedding, and it hasn't stopped. My mum cancelled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour, despite how excited she was to wear her design, forcing her to urgently find a new dress. Weeks before our big day, my parents repeatedly pressured and attempted to bribe me into signing away the rights to my name, which would have affected me, my wife, and our future children. They were adamant on me signing before my wedding date, because then the terms of the deal would be initiated. My holdout affected the payday, and they have never treated me the same since. During the wedding planning, my mum went so far as to call me evil because Nicola and I chose to include my nanny Sandra and Nicola's nonni at our table, but because they both didn't have their husbands there. Both of our parents had their own tables equally adjacent to ours. The night before our wedding, members of my family told me Nicola was not blood and not family. Since the moment I started standing up for myself with my family, I've received endless attacks from my parents, both publicly and privately, that were sent to the press on their orders. Even my brothers were sent to attack me on social media before they ultimately blocked me out of nowhere this last summer, and my mum hijacked my first dance with my wife, which had been planned weeks in advance, to a romantic love song in front of our 500 wedding guests. That's weird as fuck. Mark Anthony called me to the stage wherein the schedule was planned to be my romantic dance with my wife, but instead my mum was waiting to dance with me instead. She danced very inappropriately on me in front of everyone. I've never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in my entire life. We wanted to renew our vows so we could create new memories of our wedding day that bring us joy and happiness, not anxiety and embarrassment. That is weird as hell. My wife has been consistently disrespected by my family. No matter how hard we've tried to come together as one, my mum has repeatedly invited women from my past into our lives in ways that were clearly intended to make us both uncomfortable. Despite this, we still traveled to London for my dad's birthday and were rejected for a week as we waited in our hotel room trying to plan quality time with him. He refused all of our attempts unless it was at his big birthday party with 100 guests and cameras at every corner. When he finally agreed to see me, it was under the condition that Nicola wasn't invited, and it was a slap in the face. Later, when my family traveled to LA, they all refused to see me at all. My family values public promotion and endorsements above all else. Brand Beckham comes first. Family love is decided by how much you post on social media or how quickly you drop everything to show up and pose for a family photo op, even if it's at the expense of our professional obligations. We've gone out of our way for years to show up and support at every fashion show, every party, and every press activity to show our perfect family. But the one time my wife asked for my mum's support to save displaced dogs during the LA fires, my mum refused. The narrative that my wife controls me is completely backwards. I've been controlled by my parents for most of my life. I grew up with overwhelming anxiety, and for the first time in my life since stepping away from my family, that anxiety has disappeared. I wake up every morning grateful for the life I chose and have found peace and relief. My wife and I do not want a life shaped by image, press, or manipulation. All we want is peace, privacy, and happiness for us and our future family. Okay, and people are giving their thoughts. They're saying we're ready to watch. That's what I call tea. It's time for the popcorn, all right? Someone out there has to have a video of this first dance moment, but apparently they made a huge deal of confiscating phones at the wedding, so probably not. All right, they're saying somebody needs to do a crime scene reconstruction. Now, David Beckham initially didn't respond to any questions about his son's post, as was seen here.
David, do you have a message for Brooklyn this morning? David, you disappointed family business is being aired in public?
That family business caught up to him real quick, right? He didn't want to answer none of those questions. But interestingly, okay, as a bit of time passed on, basically, okay, as of today, this is the most recent news off the presses, right? David Beckham has actually decided to call his own son out in front of the whole world. Look at this.
The World Economic Forum, a gathering of the most powerful people on the planet. And amongst them today, Sir David Beckham, talking about young people and their relationship with social networking. His message, use social media for good.
I've tried to do the same with my children to educate them. They make mistakes. Children are allowed to make mistakes. That's how they learn. So that's what I try to teach my kids. But, you have to sometimes let them make those mistakes as well.
So he was dropping shade on his son. He's basically saying he's making a mistake on social media. He's doing the wrong thing. He's very prim and proper and calm and collected, all right? People are saying, how is this BBC News? But BBC News is trash anyway. But basically, like, David is out there at the World Economic Forum dropping shade on his son. I mean, seriously, this is crazy. You need to grow up. But now memes have been going around about how Victoria Beckham was probably dancing at her son's wedding, and this is kind of cracking a few people up. People are saying, how inappropriate could the dance have been? They're saying this is mum at Brooklyn's wedding. She must have been wilding out. It must have been crazy brazy, right? Like whatever she did, I mean, she's welcome to come and dance on me anytime, but whatever she did, all right, there's memes going around. There's people trying to recreate and saying must have been what it was. Like shocking leaked footage of Victoria Beckham at some Brooklyn's wedding to Nicola Peltz. Like it must have been crazy. Like what dance was she doing that broke up the whole family? You really broke up the whole family with one dirty wine. Okay, that is actually insane. It's unbelievable. How is this even a real thing? Okay. People saying, I thought it was real at first glance. Got me, all right? Got him, all right? But a lot of people have weighed in on the issue. A lot of people have been giving their opinion. This is big news for the unemployed Brits, all right? The unemployed British football fans, this is humongous news. Even my boy Bounce, all right? He's giving his opinion on the situation. Shout out to my guy Bounce. He's always internet ready, man. Let's see what he said.
So we got Brooklyn Beckham, bro. Like, exposing Victoria and David. Like, bro, what? This is spoiled. He's not happy. You know when you have parents, yeah, and parents are not happy with whether you got a daughter or a son, they're not happy with the partner. Well, they're making it be known, and it's coming like Brooklyn saying, raw, like Victoria was meant to make my fiance's dress. And 11 hours before, she just said no. Like if you know your parents are not happy with you as a couple, why are you even getting your mum to even make their dress anyway? Why you even? I will never out my family members online. I will never out my mum and dad online. But he's saying, raw, they've been doing some mad PR stuff to me. Anyway, that's not a full YouTube. Comment the word active and go listen to that one. But yeah, man, I don't know.
Internet ready.
You get me? Obviously, and then Brooklyn saying, yo, my mum's kind of dancing like all mad, like in front of 500 people, like busting it down, like Tatiana, like, Tatiana, akhi. But anyway, go comment the word active, link in bio, or head to Bouncer YouTube and watch the full YouTube, akhi.
Shout out to Bouncer, man. Got Aki's talking about dresses and mums having wines. It's actually crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. So there's been a lot of response, all right? Now they're on TalkSport. If you're a Brit, you know about TalkSport, all right? Carlton Cole's even weighing in.
Yeah, he wouldn't be in the position to meet a billionaireess, yeah, if it wasn't for his mum and dad status in life. He needs to grow a bit. We don't need to know it. It's family business.
Family business stays.
We don't need to go. So we're in a day and age when kids are just too up themselves, yeah, and they think, do you know what? I'm gonna blow this whole house down. I get it. You love your wife and that, but your family's for life.
Family's family.
Family's for life.
You never out your own family.
I'm not judging. Just know that. But judging from the outside, I am.
I'm not judging, but I am judging.
But I am judging. Yeah.
I am judging, really.
Because
Look, I'll be real. Like, I'm kind of on his side a little bit. Like, I ain't gonna say too much, but like sometimes families they be overstepping the line, and sometimes they play you the wrong way. It doesn't matter that your dad's football career is the reason that you're up. You're your own person, right? You're your own man. You can do whatever you want in this life. If you want to go marry some wretched billionaire or some broke ass girl off the side of the street, that's on you, okay? And like, you haven't got to listen to what your parents say, and they're gonna make all kinds of weird little maneuvers to try and control you and get you to do. But you're your own man. You're a grown man, all right? They're talking about 23. You know, your brain's hella developed at 23. You can make your own decisions, and this sounds like his mum has been super creepy, all right? And David Beckham, as much of a legend as he is, he seems a little bit full of himself. And even the way he was talking at Davos, talking about you got to let your kids make mistakes, all that kind of stuff. Like, bro, you done made hella mistakes. We done seen you make some mistakes in public too. So anyway, man, I'll keep following this story. Let me know what you thought of this. It's a little bit of a different topic for me, but this is big news for the unemployed Brits, all right? It's very, very important, okay? You got Big Bouncer, Achi, covering this, all right? So yeah, if you're interested in more stuff like this, let me know, man. I can cover more stuff like this. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm out here, gang. Peace.